Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be finding out what lies behind the waterfall at Wynyard Strait and Granite Pass in Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is a request that a lot of you guys suggested that I check out, that there's something hidden behind this waterfall. And I thought I was going there just to find a collectible or like a unique clothing item. But it turns out there is a much darker and a much creepier story there. So as always, if you guys would like to suggest future locations or mysteries or ideas to explore for videos on the channel, drop me a line on my Facebook page. I have a link to that in the description. You can write me messages there, send me photos, videos, whatever the case is. A lot of you guys have been doing that recently, and it has been so cool to interact with many of you guys and discuss all the unique intricacies of Red Dead Redemption 2 and beyond. But anyways, like I mentioned earlier, today we are going to be exploring the waterfall of Granite Pass. And we've actually gone to this location in Red Dead Online because there are like fish that will actually spawn here. They don't spawn, but they fall from the waterfall. And instead of them landing in the water, they sort of land on like this plateau, and it's super easy to grab them. So the location is kind of hard to get to. You sort of have to go on like this little trail alongside of the waterfall. However, once you get to this location right here, you should notice that there's like a convenient little path that will allow you to go on the rock underhang beneath the waterfall. And what we find on this rock slab right here is something unique. It's a hat. Now, the hat itself is a unique collectible, but that's not the real story here. It's the Nevada hat, which I think looks awesome. However, there's a letter underneath, and that letter reveals some interesting details, and it is note from Robert Elliott Patchton. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And this is what the letter has to say. It says, "To he who finds this, I am told by those who attend my shows applauding mightily, throwing flowers upon the stage when I perform in San Francisco or Chicago, Saint Denis, or New York, that I should be the happiest, gayest person alive, that when the curtain closes and the roar of applause engulfs and we walk back on stage for a bow, I should be basking in the adulation. Instead, I am riddled with despair. I need to be inebriated on wine or numb from laudanum to relish and recapture the exhilarations I had as a child. Make no doubt, dear reader, that I grinned with delight upon seeing that I was featured on a card for Millicent's Cigarettes, the stars of the stage. Indeed, I do find it queer that my card was listed after Jim Cobb, who I dare say has not sold out theaters in New York to my level, which is for certain. But purchasing a packet of cigarettes and seeing my face inside did bring me joy, if briefly. I had to purchase a fair number to achieve this event, but it did finally bring delight. Though these moments are few and far between, looking in the mirror at the gray receding hairline, being called upon to play roles of fathers and old men rather than the dashing hero, the romantic lead, I can suffer these indignates no longer. I am a lover, a poet, not a grandfather, a gardener. Someone said that to ensure success in this life, all you need is ignorance and confidence. I am anything but an ignorant fool, and my confidence and all things, letters and loves fade and grows flaccid as each season passes. I simply cannot endure the facade of enjoying this and the company of any one of you one moment longer. I apologize for everything. Robert Elliott Patchton." Wow, so things took a really dark twist there. So I think we can assume from this letter that Robert Elliott Patchton is an actor who was, famous enough to be on the stars of the stage cigarette cards. And I think as he grew older, instead of being cast as heroes, he was cast for more secondary roles. And he talks about his gray receding hairline. I'm sure he just aged and maybe he felt he got uglier. And thus he wasn't getting the main roles, but instead the secondary roles. And I think over time this started to wear on him, and he eventually, I think, ended up taking his own life. And I think this is what this letter says, that even though he's had so much success, he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And we can only assume that this was his hat. I mean, I think it would be unlikely that the hat was here and he slipped the letter underneath. So I think this Nevada hat is the hat of Robert Elliott Patchton. So that begs the question, where is Robert? Well, if he did end up taking his own life, he's certainly not on this little underhang right here. And he did this at a waterfall. So one can only assume, and again, this is just my assumption, that Robert might have thrown himself off the waterfall. That's kind of what I'm thinking ended up happening here. Now, I tried to do some more exploration for myself to try and drop down on the various levels of the waterfall, but I wasn't able to find anything that would resemble, a skeleton or Robert or anything along those lines. So I think that part of the mystery is still open. Now, according to the Red Dead Wikipedia page, they say there's supposed to be a skeleton on that same stone slab that we found the Nevada hat. But I went back there a couple of times, and there was certainly no skeleton there. So I'm not sure what to think about that. It could easily be a mistake, but that is kind of interesting. Now, the description for the letter is an actor's suicide note. Note from Robert Elliott Patchen. So we know what happened to him, but there's a couple of more details here that I want to discuss. So as you guys heard from the letter, he said that he was one of the stars of the stage. Well, we can actually find his cigarette card in-game. However, there is a prerequisite first. You actually have to speak to a stranger. His name is Phineas T. Ramsbottom, I think his name is. He is near Flatneck Station, smoking some cigarettes. And you have to come up to him and have this conversation with him before you can find this card, the star of the stage for Robert Elliott Patchen. Take a listen to this.
Do you smoke, sir?
Sure, but perhaps not as much as you.
Oh, no, don't worry about these. Actually, take some. Take a couple of packs. Take a few.
Oh, thank you. What are all the cigarettes for? Are you heading on a long journey or something?
No, nothing like that at all. I'm just interested in the cards.
Okay.
The cigarette cards. Oh, you got any?
No.
No, what's the matter with you? These things are enormously valuable.
What, a little picture card?
Yes, enormously. Sometimes I'll smoke up to 200 cigarettes in one day, just so I can keep opening the packs. I wish I could explain to you the pleasure and the pain I get out of collecting these babies.
Sure. It sounds,
Thrilling? Yeah, it is. Not to mention the vast amounts of life-reaffirming cigarettes I get to smoke. Oh, and the amount of money? A veritable fortune, sir.
Fortune?
Oh, sure. A complete set of any series is worth a fortune. Yeah, look at this. Gunslingers. Over here, circus freaks. Yes. Meow meows of the desert. So rare.
I never knew.
Sure.
How much?
Well, it depends on the rarity, sir.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. If you ever get a complete set, I can take it off your hands.
And you'd pay me.
A fair price. Now, you send them to me right here. Phineas T. Ramsbottom, at your service. Okay, I gotta run. This is my train. Look me up, okay? Think about this deal. Only a complete set. That's where the value lies.
Okay, so that right there is the guy that tells you all about the cigarette cards and to send him to him if you find a complete set. And we can find the cigarette card of Robert Elliott Patchen in Rhodes. So kind of near the fence, there's this little camp of little homes. And next to this blue barrel, you can actually find a cigarette card. And you can see right there that stars of the stage, card number 12, is Robert Elliott Patchen. And you guys can see there, it looks like he's playing a knight or a king or someone along the lines. You can tell by the chainmail and the sword and the crown. So that's kind of cool. So that gives us a better idea of what he used to look like, maybe some of the roles he used to play, like he described, the hero. And on the back, you can see him listed there, as well as with Jim Cobb, his rival, I guess you could say. So that right there is a pretty cool detail, and that is the stars of the stage card. And that is the one that you can find for Robert Elliott Patchen. Now, what's interesting about the Nevada hat, and I don't know if this is just purely coincidental or if there's some sort of connection here, this is the same hat that the Valentine Sheriff, Sheriff Curtis Malloy, wears. Again, this could be Rockstar just reusing this hat. Who's to say the Nevada hat is one of a kind? No one has said that. But it's the same hat that Sheriff Malloy wears. So interesting stuff right there. Maybe you guys can draw some connections and some theories, but that is sort of a nice little Easter egg that you might not have known about. But anyways, that right there is the dark and creepy secrets hidden behind the waterfall at Granite Pass in Red Dead Redemption 2. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this mystery. Do you think there is something I missed? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.